Morning. So, lots of good conversations coming from some of my videos around 50s dating. So, my misfit observation today is who am I to be out here trying to generate hope in the dating world of the 50s, right? And I've seen some awesome comments about like our generation, right? We were supposed to meet in high school, college, or at work. It was easy. We were in groups of friends. It was easy for guys to approach and for you to get to know somebody, and then relationships happen from there. And so then what happens when those things didn't work out, right? I'm that person. I'm what happens. I went on and lived my life, right? And decided that I'm not going to just stop experiencing life because I haven't found a partner. And so I have built this amazing life. That, whatever. I travel, I own my own home. I have achieved every single goal that I wanted to on my own, right? So here I am, right? 50s, hopeful about dating, not desperate. I'm perfectly content and expecting to go all the way by myself. But, I'm open to new things. And there's a lot of folks that are just very dejected and feel like, oh, well, women are so tough and, it's hard to approach. And she's always with a group of friends and I've been rejected so many times and the dating apps are terrible and all these things. And it's like, yes, all of it is true. All of it is true. It's awful. It's an awful time to be out there. Relationship dynamics have changed dramatically over the last several decades, right? And so I think part of it too is needing to understand that, and I think men have been at such a disadvantage because you were raised so strongly to be this like alpha masculine, provide the house, provide the income, I don't know, pick up the lumber from Home Depot, all of the things, right? And now none of that is necessary because she's doing all of that herself, right? And so she's looking at you as somebody she wants and not someone she needs. And so first of all, take that as a compliment, right? So if a woman is interested in you, it's because of something other than, more than likely, I can't speak for all women, but it's because she's looking at a friend and a companion and somebody that like adds to her life and makes things fun and more complex and rich. So that it's not because she needs something. And so I think that's actually a really great place to start. But I know for men, that's really unnatural and you weren't raised that way. Whereas these girls that you were raised with, we were raised to take care of ourselves. And so like the societal expectations that were set on each of us were vastly different. And so now you got all of us gals that are independent and taking care of ourselves. I know I'm rambling. So who am I, right? My observation today, I was thinking about driving, traffic, right? And it was probably not even 2 months ago that I was commuting back and forth to the city, and like my commute, my rules for driving, my aggression in driving are intense. Like I could do a whole series on left lane etiquette, and what's expected in my commute. And I was so like aggressive and just like, everybody get out of my way, right? Because I didn't want to be driving. I didn't want to be doing that. I was in a job that made me so unhappy. And I was dealing with guys at work in this competitive environment and I hated their behaviors. And like for many years, like the joke in my family that my father used to say was that I hated men because all I could do was be like, why did he do this? Why is he talking to me this way? This guy has a daughter. How is he behaving this way? So I've only been out of that environment for 2 months. And so I know I sound very Pollyanna, like love and light. But I think there's some healing to be done and some conversation from both sides that like, I do think there's some hope. And I'm no medical expert or mental health expert. Like I don't know. I'm just a human being that has experienced all the things. And I have reasons to hate men. Trust me, I've been through some things. But I don't hate you. And I feel kind of bad for you sometimes. And that is including everything I know of the female experience. I'm a very liberal feminist person, but I still don't think that we need to hate you. So let's get back to the traffic. One observation I have is there was a lot of road rage from guys, particularly if I passed them, right? And so I think it starts with the guys that can be okay with a female passing them on the highway and it not like registering with them or changing the way they feel they need to drive. The the things that I was experiencing would be like, I'd pass a guy on the highway. It's not personal. You're just going a little slower than I want to go. And like, let me risk the ticket. Let the police handle me. It's not your job to decide what I'm going to do. Let the cops take care of me. But they would get like pissed off and then like speed up and like start following me and tailgating and like cutting me off and like doing all these things, to the point that I had an accident 2 years ago because a guy just decided to full out sideswipe me versus concede when merging into traffic. And like that kind of aggression and anger and like, it's not attractive, right? And like that's what I think of a lot of times when I think of like the angry male, and like that's not what I'm looking for. And that kind of stuff is what made me become like a very angry, intense woman against men. And I'm not against you, but I was jaded by that. But like if you can just be a dude that like has his way of driving, knows what his limits are and his safety and how fast he's willing to go or whatever, and you can be passed by a woman and it does not change the trajectory of your day and you do not feel the need to chase her or call her names out the window, then that you are the guys I'm talking to, the guys that can just handle it. You're the ones I think like are out here and have hope. I don't think I can change the pickup truck guy that wants to run me off the road simply because I passed him and I am a female. There's a whole masculinity conversation that needs to happen there, and I don't know that I am qualified for that. But you, Mr., just doing my thing in my Beamer or Toyota or whatever it is you're driving, and I pass you and you're just like, whatever. You're the one I'm talking to. So that behavior is hopeful. And that is my rant for right now. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. I'm not answering anyone's questions. I'm just having kind of this observation around everybody's feelings of rejection and feeling like there's no hope and all these terrible experiences that we've had with the opposite sex in the past that have really informed kind of where we are now. It's like if we're in our 50s, we're in our golden years. Like this is the time to think about how we want to spend those years. And I don't want to spend them in hate. I'm certainly fine spending them alone, but like I would love like a ride or die guy that like I can hang out with and like is fun and like complements my life and is part of all these really cool things that I do. And I would like to learn the cool things that he does and maybe have some new experiences. So that's what I'm out here trying to do, is trying to help those two conversations take place. I'm an empath, I'm a diplomat, and I am somebody that this is what I've done for years for a living, is trying to understand everybody's perspective, even the people that you would think I shouldn't understand their perspective. I actually want to understand it. And I like to try to bring people together. And so that just because my career is over does not mean those instincts go away. So I'm trying to help. But, if you're a guy that can just handle driving on the road and like you don't care what I'm doing around you, good for you. You're the guy I'm talking to.